So, my history in skateboarding started when I was only 5 years old. In other words, 10 years ago. But how I earned my first skateboard. On my 5-year birthday party, my godfather gave me a skateboard, and I was so happy that I never got tired of learning more about the sport, of learning more about techniques, and about the history of skateboarding too. And now you know about the beginning of my history in skateboarding, but you know about the beginning of skateboarding. Do you know, guys?
No.
So if you don't know, on 60s in California, United States, some surfers couldn't surf due to the low tide of the sea in the sea. In this way, they decided to create the first skateboards, and the first skateboards were a wooden platform with roller skate wheels, like in this, and like in this picture too. And it was used to simulate the surfboards in the surfing practice. And now, still talking about skateboarding, but talking about the social part, talking inside the social part. What is the target audience of skateboarding? Do you think there are more men, more women, younger or older people inside skateboarding? What do you think, guys?
Probably
I think it's for kids.
younger.
Women.
I don't
People
know
that
about
use
it.
weed.
So, relating to age, when relating the sport to age, most people who practice skateboarding, most skateboarders are 15 to 30 years old. But relating it to gender, most are men. But why men? Because
Misogyny.
when skateboarding was created, people used it to see it as a masculine sport. In this way, they decided masculine sport. In this way, men practice more skateboarding than women. And still talking about skateboarding inside the social part, here there's a lot of prejudice in skateboarding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when we relate skateboarding to society, we can see the discrimination due to some people use or practice illegal things. And that's why some people call skateboarders who practice skateboarding by drugs or even thieves. And this way, they sport and who does, so they sport the skateboarding and the skateboarders, it is marked with an extreme prejudice. And because that too, we know some police officers have discrimination with skateboarders and with skateboarding, but it can be different. For example, in São Paulo, there's a policeman who tried to break that sport barriers. That his name is Edson Nunes. And his surname is skateboarder policeman. Why Daniel skateboard policeman? Because he's a skateboarder and he's a policeman. And the curious fact about him is last year he tried to become a politician. Why? To change that problems inside the sport. And everyone knows that people who have this type of problems with crimes or with drugs are in sport, but most people who practice skateboarding, most skateboarders, do not act in an illegal way. And even the huge prejudice with skateboarding, it achieves big goals. For example, in 2021, skateboarding joined the Olympic Games through two modalities, park and the street, which in park modality is a slightly more assembled style of skateboarding. And the skateboarders created a track, designed it in the way they thought it could be as fun as possible. And more, you have only 45 seconds, guys, to do your best trick with the best design on the track. And the street modality is basically composed of everyday elements which are found in the streets, such as benches, handrails, sidewalk lights, this chair, and the floor, fire hydrants, and so Daniel, the street modality track simulates the architecture of the city. Yes, people, it's this, and it can serve as a base for skaters too. And a fun fact, do you know that on the first appear of this sport in Olympics, Raisa Leal, with only 13 years old, became a silver medalist. Did you know that, guys? So, if you don't know who is Raisa Leal, she's a young professional skateboarder, and nowadays she's 15 years old. That she became famous because that video, like you are seeing, she's dressed up like a fairy. So after recording this video, she is known by skateboard fairy. And on the Olympic Games, she became more and more famous. And talking about skateboarding, we can't forget to talk about music, because both have a big link, and a simple reflection leads us to believe that the cause and the consequence of this relation have never been very well addressed. However, it's inevitable to think that both are almost inseparable elements. And as an example of this relation is the Bad Religion band. Why Bad Religion band? Because Bad Religion, if you don't know, is an American punk rock band that formed in Los Angeles, California. And the state of the creation of the skateboarding. And it's because the band lyrics cover topics related to religion, science, society, and some social topics. For example, the media. And it's not just for that, it's because inside the band, a member of the group, Mark says, specifically the bassist, that his name is Jay Bentley, is an American punk rock band, is a member of the American punk rock band, and he's a skate enthusiast. And his career in the sport intensified when his parents moved and got divorced. And because when he moved to other city, he saw some guys skateboarding, so he decided to follow a more professional career in the sport. And now you know that we can relate skateboarding to music, Olympic Games, and some social topics. But do you know that we can relate it to technology, guys? So if you don't know, on that technology world have many types or styles of entertainment. So relating the technology to skateboarding, it makes us to think about games. Yes, guys, video games. So this way I can show to you some games that is focused, some video games that is focused in skateboarding. Video games like Skate 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and a paid game for a smartphone. If you want to play, it will be paid. 3 Skate. And personally, I like to play Skate 3 on my Xbox and 3 Skate on my smartphone. And do you remember that I showed the Tony Hawk's game, guys? So this way I can forget to talk about him, Tony Hawk. And why is he so famous, guys? It's not only about his games. It's because he was the first to perform the 900 trick, where he performed 2.5 turns in the air with his skateboard. And his career does not involve only skateboarding, but involving too. Because he also works in social actions and created the Tony Hawk's Foundation, where in this foundation he has already helped thousands of young people learn to skate and fight prejudice against the sport. And for last, guys, I have a message to you. If you are a skateboarder, please try to fight prejudice against the sport. And if you aren't a skateboarder, please don't have prejudice, don't have discrimination with the sport and with who does the sport, with who practices with skateboarding. And in this way, I finish my presentation, and thanks for watching.
Good job.
Thanks.
Can you talk about why skateboarding is associated with crime? Like, what's the connection?
In my opinion, it's because skateboarding comes from marginalized place. With that, and who does this sport use illegal things and practice illegal things. But most people who practice skateboarding do not act in this way. Like I said,
Um, Actually, how can you work, for example, to reduce this disconnection, as Camila comment, disconnection about the skateboarding and the crimes, or the skateboarding and this bad situation that we have involved? How can you fight to reduce this?
so I can talk about this around talking about all the world. But in Brazil, you can try to fight prejudice, uh, going to the government place and talking to a politician to change these problems, or the police, like I showed the Edson Muniz. She's a policeman who tried to break that sport barriers. So he can call this uh, kind of person to change, and you can too try to live this way with other people.
You talked about the influence of skateboarding on music, but you know anything about its influence in fashion, maybe clothes and shoes?
Can you repeat, please?
Do you know what connection between skateboarding and fashion? Like shoes, clothes, or different brands?
Shoes and clothes.
Yes.
About I like I dress it up. I'm dressed it up. You are saying.
Is there a look for a skateboarder? Is there brands?
Yes, have a good connection. Because when we are talking about skateboarding, we are talking about an Olympic sport. So do a part of this sport, and doing and being a professional skateboarder, you have to have sponsors to use clothes and practice this sport in a professional way. So when we talk about this kind of clothes, we have to buy a good sneaker, a good, how do I say, good skateboard, and other kind of clothes. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
Any question?
Do you skateboard? Like you bought your skateboard, are you gonna show us a trick?
What?
Are you going to skateboard for us? I see you brought it with you.
You want to?
Eduardo, is that okay?
Well, don't trick me. Don't trick me. Okay.
I think if I do this, I can break the floor.
Well, that's okay.
So, no, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Very good job.
Thanks.